Okay, on to the next Skip the Line reaction, man. This is Alter Bridge, Last Man Standing. I told you there's going to be a lot more Alter Bridge coming, and here they are. This is a Skip the Line reaction from Sammy, so I really appreciate it. Lots of people are appreciating it. There are in many comments saying thank you very much for this. Your message is, I know you love Alter Bridge, and this song is my favorite off their new album. It has some odd time signatures and a beautiful bridge. The whole album is amazing. Enjoy. Okay, fantastic. Let's rock and roll, man. Let's see what we got over here. Let's go. This sounds like it's gonna be good. Nice, I like that.
But fortunes are gained and lost by the beast of your name.
I love that line. But the fortunes are gained and lost by the beast of your making. It's all you, man. You hold the key to all of this. You can either open doors or you can shut them. It's all you, right? There's no one else to blame for your misfortunes, and there's no one else to blame or to credit for your fortunes. That you hold this all in your own hands, man. I like that.
Lost by the beast of your making.
Very true.
You can't hold on. It's way too strong. You're trying to the flame before it's too late. You must realize the compromise is never worth it all in the end. No, when you're the last man standing, but the first is saying.
I like what he's saying over here. So you must realize that compromise isn't all of it. When you realize that you're the last man standing, but the first to sell his soul, right? And I feel like that is the society we're living in at the moment, right? Nobody is actually standing on their moral ground. No one's standing by. And they do have, the majority of people have a moral standard. The majority of people are seeing the evil malevolent stuff that is going on at the moment with regards to children and with regards to just society at large, and everyone, because they're too scared to speak up, all right, just stays quiet. The actual deafening silence from the majority of people is actually frightening today, because you can see where this is all going. You can see the totalitarianism coming. You can see it. You can see that people are like, you cannot say what you want to say, and if you say it, we shall shut you down. You can see it all coming. You can see 1984 starting to play out, right, with the Ministry of Truth, essentially. So and the crazy thing is that, yes, and if you don't have morals, you will be the last man standing, and you'll be the last man standing, but you'll be the first one to sell your soul, because you don't want to take a stand for what's right at the end of the day. So yeah, man, you see that all around us today, and it's crazy that we're actually in that world at the moment, which is something quite staggering. And there are very, very good people, which are the majority of people, that are too scared to say anything, because institutions have been completely hijacked. And they ensure that if you do say something, that's the end of your life, man. That's the end of your, and I'm not saying in terms of getting killed, but you might as well, because they literally strip you of everything. They'll strip you of your job if you don't speak. If you engage in wrong think, they will take away your job. They will shun you out of society. They will cancel your accounts. They'll do all those kind of things. Do you know what I mean? Just because people don't agree with your opinions. It's actually scary to see what is actually happening. But anyway.
But the first is sell your soul. The truth can be so damning.
That's why they don't want you to tell it.
Face the world alone.
That's 100%. I love this.
Spoil
love that. The spoils that we choose to keep are not for the keeping. 100%. I've always said this. Your last suit will not have pockets. You won't be able to take any of that shit with you, man. None of it. You can't stuff your pockets before you're in your grave, man. You can't take that shit with you. So all of these spoils that you're trying to keep, again, I call them cheap happinesses and cheap thrills, right? It's better to chase meaningful things with people and experiences with family and those kind of things, building on something that's really meaningful and powerful. Yeah, we can chase all of these cheap happinesses, right? But at the end of the day, those cheap happinesses won't go with you, man. All of that gets left behind, right? And if you build a legacy of that was all you were able to achieve, are those cheap happinesses, what have you really left behind for someone else? What meaningful anything have you left behind for someone else? Let's go.
The sweet taste of victory is fragile and fleeting.
Yep, doesn't last long.
When it's gone, you must move on. You're drawn to the flame before it's too late. You must realize the compromise is never lost the ones that you let go. When you're the last man standing, but the first to sell your soul.
A very political type track to a certain degree, which I like. I do think that they do have a very political notion in their music, but they're not so abrupt with it. I think they're very underlying with their political message, right? It's kind of like you need to read in between the lines. They're more subtle with their political delivery, I think.
The truth can be so damning. You will face the world alone.
Loving the instrumentation on this.
I hope it's worth it all in the end, though. You know it's hard for me to pretend.
It's never worth it.
Sometimes it would be easy to just let go, but I know just how that's gonna end.
Yep, and that's what we do today, man. We just kick the can down the road. We kick the can down the road as a society. It's like, no, just whatever, just leave it. It's not important. You know what I mean? Why rattle the cage? Why this? Why that? And we've done that for decades now. And we've just let all of these nefarious people just get into power and destroy society at large. Because we just, it's just, you know what? Well, it doesn't matter right now. We've just kicked that can down the road. Kick that can down the road. Right? And now we're at a stage where we can no longer kick the can down the road and we can see it all collapsing and all falling. And the only way politicians are going to hold on to their power is to actually get more of a grip on power, because all of their policies have failed. Nobody is willing no one with a brain is willing to vote for them. Specifically not the working class. And they say, okay, well, the only way we're going to hold on to power is to divide and conquer, man. Let's put all of the fear in the forefront, all of the divisive topics in the forefront, and let them fight amongst themselves while we all laugh it off on our yachts. That's how it is. Because while they're doing that, we can control more power. Because that's, if you haven't noticed, is the whole strategy. You have a failed policy. They say, well, okay, this is how they operate. If in order for us to implement these policies, we need more power. You vote for them. You give them more power. Policies fail. Oh, these policies didn't work. They won't tell you it didn't work, but they didn't work. But they'll tell you, they'll come up with something else, and they didn't work because they deflect. Oh, they didn't work because of this and this and this and that. In order for us to correct this, we need more power. You give them more power. Policy fails. Oh no, these things, because of this and this and this, it didn't work. In order for us to rectify this, all we're doing is we're just trying to solve yesterday's problems that were created by the same people that are trying to seek the solutions for the new problems that they create. They're the ones creating the problems, and then they're coming up with solutions that aren't solutions, that fail, and then they just keep doing that, and then they keep telling you, oh, no, we need more power, we need more power, we need more power, and you realize nothing is working, like nothing's going to. So what do? They realize it's like, okay, people have now come into this consciousness where they're like, wait a second, you're doing this is all bullshit, it's all corrupt, it's all lies, it's all whatever else. And then what do they say? Bigot, racist, this, that. They throw that out into that. It's an old time trick, man. It's the greatest playbook in history, man. Divide and conquer is the greatest playbook in history. They know exactly what they're doing, and they know exactly why they're doing it. It's crazy.
For the show, games, I never want the pain. Love you, push time, waiting.
I like that line over here. Sorry, I'll try not to pause that much now from moving from here. For the shallow gains are never worth the pain. It's kind of like saying, it's like, there's no point winning the battle if you can't win the war. Do you know what I mean? So all those shallow gains that you think are somehow victories, they're not really victories. They're not worth the pain, right? You want to actually win the war as opposed to the battles. Let's go. Truth of love. Yeah, cool. I actually like that. I like that song. I like the lyrics in that song more particularly. The lyrics is what really intrigued me. The instrumentation was quite cool, but I found the instrumentation just on the last two tracks, I found them a little too chaotic for me. It's cool. I can appreciate the arrangement and things like that, but it is something that for me personally, maybe it's just my age speaking over here. If I had to listen to that over if I had to listen to the previous track I listened to, first I'd skip to that, and then if I'd skip to like this track after that track, I would skip to the next one essentially. So I like the lyrics of this track. I thought in the beginning the actual instrumentation was great, the electric guitar was great, like you said, the bridge was also great, but I just feel like it just goes on for too long and it just starts becoming a little bit just too much for me, essentially. Maybe it's just me, but it just, like, instrumentally that got a little bit too much for me at the end of the thing. I again wanted to turn it off, but that's just me. Not to say it's a bad song. I find their songs that are a little bit more subtle on the instrumentation, a little bit more palatable for me. That was a little heavy for me. I'd probably skip this track towards the end of it. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think down below, man, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.